Hello and welcome back to the Private Label Masters YouTube channel. In episode 5 of the FBA Mini-Course, we're going to talk about actually launching your product and getting it ranked on Amazon. Now in this FBA Mini-Course, we've touched on quite a few different things in the past 4 episodes. We talked about the initial of finding your product and sourcing it all the way to getting it to Amazon. And in our last video, we talked about making it the most beautiful listing possible in our listing optimization video. So nice our listing will look that people would be foolish not to purchase our product and go with another competitor. On a personal note, I'm really excited because mid-April marks the 2-year anniversary of my first private label product on Amazon.com. And in the past 12 months, I just surpassed 5 million in sales. Now stay tuned with the channel and the videos that we have coming up, because in 2018, I'm gonna surpass over $6 million in sales on Amazon.com. But now, back to the FBA Mini-Course. What do we do now that we have a beautiful listing? Well, like we said earlier, it's time to launch and rank our products. Stay tuned. So here we are at launch and rank. Now the reason we want to launch and rank our product is because first page is where all the traffic is, that's where all the visibility is, and that's where all the sales happen. So we need to do whatever it takes to get our product to the first page, and we do that by running a launch and rank strategy. Now we're going to talk about a few different steps on how to do this. We're first going to talk about PPC, and then next we're going to talk about either using a launch service or Facebook ads in order to get your product to the front page. So let's start with PPC. Now there's different types of campaigns we can run in PPC, but before we get into that, what is the reason we want to use PPC when we first launch our product? Well, remember, the whole idea is to get our product on page 1. And if you search any term right now on Amazon, what comes up at the very top of the search results? You'll see listings that say sponsored ads. In other words, individuals and sellers like yourself and myself are paying and using PPC in order to get their product to the front page. Right when you launch your product, make sure to turn on PPC. It doesn't matter if you have 0 reviews. I've already made a video on this topic, as many people believe that you have to have several reviews in order to run PPC. In fact, I run PPC on every single one of my products when I have 0 reviews right when it gets into Amazon, and it always works for me. So let's talk about these 2 different types of campaigns. We have first automatic. Now automatic, what it is it gives Amazon the opportunity to look through your entire listing, your title, your bullets, your description, your backend, everything. And they find out what keywords they find your product to be relevant for, and then they start showing your product in all these different search results based according to the amount you're willing to pay to get to those spots. Now next, we have the manual campaigns, and there's different types of manual campaigns. We're gonna just do a broad overview real quick. We have exact campaigns where you can target specific keywords. We have phrase campaigns where you can target a keyword phrase in a specific order. And then we have broad campaigns, which is multiple keywords that can be in any different sorted arrangement, and our product will still show up for it based upon our bid. Now again, I highly recommend you starting PPC right when your product gets to Amazon, as long as you have a well-optimized listing, a good product at a competitive price. Oftentimes, running PPC alone will get your products ranked, and you never even have to go to this next step. So let's move on to step number 2. We're gonna break this down into 2 sections. We have using a launch service, and we also have using Facebook ads. We're gonna talk about the differences, who should use what, and why. So to first start off, we wanna make sure we find 1 to 3 good keywords that are highly relevant for our product, that we wanna make sure that our product ranks front page for, that will get us sales. Now here's a tip on if you're having trouble on finding 1 to 3 good keywords. Find who are the top sellers in your niche and look in their titles. Typically, they have a very honed-in title, and you'll find a pattern through each one of these different sellers, different keywords or keyword phrases that they show up for. And this is a good starting place on looking for your 1 to 3 good keywords. Now we're gonna go through this launch service specific way first. Now I highly recommend this for new sellers that have never sold or have never launched a product. This is the easiest hands-off way that is done in having a professional rank your product for you. Now to start off with both of these ways, we want to make sure we first start out with a low price. Again, the idea here in launching and ranking our product is not to be profitable on every sale. No, all we want to do is get to the front page, and then that's when we'll make money. So right now we may take a little bit of loss, we may be in the red a bit, but it's okay. We're thinking long term that This product can potentially make us tens of thousands of dollars in the future, but right now we need to focus on doing whatever it takes to get to the front page for our 1 to 3 search keywords. So we've lowered our price. This will also help with our conversion rates on our PPC, as we're showing front page for those already. And they see our low price, our awesome product, and they'll potentially want to buy just from that. Next, we reach out to a launch service. Now, a launch service is a company that will help sell your product at a discounted rate to different customers and target your 1 to 3 keywords over a time span of 7 to 10 days. By the end of that time period, your product will be ranked for those 1 to 3 keywords. Now, 2 different launch services that I recommend is ZonJump and Viral Launch. Make sure to do your own due diligence on how either of these programs work and how they charge, so you can find out what is the best for your goals. Now, if you look in the description, I will have links to both of their sites and also a discount coupon if you choose to use one of them. Now, if you've had struggles on trying to figure out what 1 to 3 keywords to target, reach out to either of these companies and they will give you an idea of what they recommend. Now, another thing that they'll tell you is how many discounted giveaways or sales they recommend per day in order to rank your product. Now, I want to take this moment right now to take a step back to understand how this process works. You have all these products on Amazon. You have all these customers searching different terms and making purchases. Now, we want our product to rank for 1 to 3 of these main keywords that we've researched. But how do we do that? Well, once we find out what those 1 to 3 keywords are, we need to first find out how many sales for each of those keywords are the other sellers getting. And then we need to either match or increase the sales per day for a 7 to 10 basis time frame in order to match or beat them. We can see why that would be important. Let's say one seller is getting 10 sales per day for the keyword meal prep containers. If we're getting 6 sales per day for meal prep containers, would Amazon put us ahead of them in the search results? It wouldn't make sense, would it? So in order to match them or pass them in search results, we need to get the same amount of sales, if not more than them, over a time period of 7 to 10 days. And that's what these launch services will help you to do. They'll find out exactly how many sales need to be done, and then they will help get those sales for you by offering your product at a discounted rate to different sets of buyers. Now, once you've ranked front page, then it's time to raise your price. Now think again, big picture. We've spent this money to get our product to the front page, essentially buying our way to the top. And then the idea is to no longer do these discounted sales, and then organic sales come in and support our listing to keep it there. Now, if you have a bad product at a horrible price with a terribly optimized listing, you may be able to give away or discounted sales your way all the way to the front page, but once you pull that structure out or those crutches out, it's just gonna fall flat and you're gonna be on page 200 again. But if you have a good product, you've done your research, you have a well-optimized listing, which we talked about in the last video, episode 4, and you have a competitive price, those organic sales will keep coming in and keep you on the front page. All right, that's option 1 when it comes to launching your product. Again, in combination with PPC. Now, a second way we can do this is with Facebook ads. Now, who do I recommend for Facebook ads? Now, I recommend this for sellers who've already launched a product or 2. They already have a target demographic or a niche that they can relaunch other products to. And I'll explain why that's important. But now, before running our Facebook ads, like our other process with the launch service, we're gonna lower our price. Again, helping our PPC out, which is working in conjunction with either one of these 2 things. Then we need to determine the giveaway quantity. Remember, one way we did that was just reaching out to one of these launch services and finding out what they recommend. That's one way, but there's another way that I'd like to tell you towards the end of this video. After we find out how many per day we need to do for 7 to 10 days for our 1 to 3 keywords, we then need to start running Facebook ads. Now, this is a very broad video when it comes to running these Facebook ads, but you're gonna wanna know what type of ad to run. Many people use offer ads. I personally do not use offer ads. You're gonna find out what kind of audience or what audience are you gonna try to target your ads to? What do you want your ads to look like? What do you want your ads to say? And how do you run specific coupons and links so that your 1 to 3 keywords are rewarded by the sales going through that? Now, after you've used Facebook ads to rank your product, just like with the launch service, to the front page, you then will raise your price again, and now the discounted sales will go away and the organic sales will come in to keep your product on the front page and getting all those sales. Now, in review, we want to start off with PPC, an automatic campaign and also a manual campaign. We also want to find 1 to 3 good keywords, and we want to use a launch service if we're a brand new seller. And if we're on product number 2 or 3 or more, we're gonna wanna use Facebook ads. In fact, I no longer use a launch service ever when launching a product now. I only use Facebook ads. Now, as you can tell in this video, it was a very step back approach to help you understand what's going on when it comes to ranking a product and the mindset of what you have to do. You wanna know exactly what type of automatic campaign I set up, my daily budgets, my bids. You wanna know exactly what type of manual campaigns, how I structure them, and how I optimize them. If you wanna find out exactly my audience that I use when targeting these Facebook ads. You wanna know what I write in the Facebook ads, how I make the correct links so that when customers come through it and purchase, it rewards the 1 to 3 keywords. If you wanna know where I go to determine giveaway quantities besides going to a launch service, all of these things are covered in the full Private Label Masters course. So be sure to check out the description, click the link below, and input your email so that you can be alerted to when the full Private Label Masters course is released in the near future. Again, in that course, I'm gonna show you exactly how I do what I do in order to be successful selling private label products on Amazon.com. There are thousands of YouTube videos, thousands of self-proclaimed gurus on how to be successful selling Amazon private label products. But there is a very, very, very small few of actual sellers who do a large amount of business, who are willing to teach you how they do what they do. And that's what you'll find with the Private Label Masters full course. So again, make sure to click the link in the description and check out the full Private Label Masters course. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted to when the next episode of the Private Label Masters Mini-Course comes out, episode 6. I'll see you guys then.